Maybe you made this experience yourself. You tried something new and you thought you would never do it or you would never be able to accomplish it. But finally you did and you're very happy with your result. And after a few weeks or sometime using it, you realize, what I built is nice, but not really good. And then you move on and you start to improve it. And this is exactly what we are going to do with our car dealer solution we built in the last 5 episodes. Let's get going and make our car solution better. If I look on the model-driven app we created in the previous videos, I see that here on the left I have nice icons for account contacts, but puzzle pieces for the custom tables we created. This doesn't have a functional impact, but it doesn't look nice, so I would like to change that. So to change that, I go to the table, custom tables, where I have my tables. So I go to vehicle descriptions and then to properties. On properties, I go to advanced. And here I can select or choose a table image. And here you can see there is none. And if you click here on the down arrow, you see there are a number of icons already available. But the one I want to doesn't exist, so I had to click on new image, and then I can choose one from the file system. It should be a vector graphic, like in PNG format, that it can be resized. In my case, I already uploaded the icon. So in my case, I want to have Sicherheitsauto, which I uploaded previously in preparing this demo. I click on save. I have to reload the page, of course. And then I hear the vehicle icon for vehicle descriptions. I do this the same for the both other tables without comment. If I reload the app again, I see I have now nice little icons here. So if I go back to my app and I go to the table vehicle description and click on one vehicle, I see that I have a lot of vehicle information here and a lot of unused space here. So I'm not using the space of the vehicle description form very efficiently. And on top of it, I don't see the repair data, which is a valuable information. So what we do now is to adapt this form, that we use the space more efficient and can see the vehicle repair data. To do so, I go to table, vehicle description, and I go into forms. And here we see the 3 forms that are available. And I would like to modify the main form. So I select this and go on edit. In the form editor, I see the form, and to get an overview of the different components or parts of the form, I go here to this layer icon, and I see I have the header, which is here. I see general, and general has a tab icon like a folder, and it's selected here. And if I click on it, I see, okay, there's another general, and this general is a so-called section, so it's the subpart here. I have another tab which is related, which doesn't really appear here because it's a kind of default system-generated tab, which I cannot manipulate. I can hide it, but that's basically all. So under General, I see here the different columns of my table. And as I said, what I want to do is I want to use the space more effectively. And to do so, I have basically 2 options. If I go on the tab General again, I see with Layout I can select multiple columns. But if I choose multiple columns here, this is true for everything that comes here below in the section. So everything which is under General will be layouted with 2 columns. So I don't do that. What I do is I go to General, so I go to the section, and here I also have the option to change the columns. And I have 2, 3, 4 columns. So I select 2 columns. And it looks like nothing happened, but it did. Because what I can do is I can drag and drop columns from left to right. And by dragging and dropping, I modify the form and use the place more efficient. One more. Then we have here general, and I would like to change that into vehicle details. And then I have the more space here. And what I want to do now is add the repair data appointments. So what I do is I go to components, and I see here all kinds of components. And one of the most popular components, and this is one we use, is subgrid. And here I can select tables. And as you know, Dataverse has lots of prefabricated tables. So it's not so easy to find what I really want. So I say show related records, and I go to my vehicle repair data table. And then I can choose a view, active vehicle repair data, inactive. I want to have active, and I say done. And what I see now in this section, I have now the view included, which was not really what I wanted. But it's a good example to show. So I go back here in my columns, and what I see here is that it's in here. So I simply undo what I just did. And what I want is to create a new section. So I go to click to general, click on here, click for section, and then I can add a 1 column section. And in this section, I include my subgrid. I do the same. I show related records, show vehicle repair data, and done. So now I have my new section with the vehicle data. The names are not so nice, so I click on here. I simply say overview. Click on save and publish. And if I go into my app, I now see here first the 2 columns for my vehicle details, and I see the repair appointments for this particular vehicle. So this is vehicle ID 1. We have the model BMW, VIN, and all the details. And we see for this car we have 1 repair data. So I click on it. And then, as you can see here in the navigation, I move from the vehicle description to the vehicle repair data form. I have all the vehicle repair data. After clicking around in my app, I realize it's not so convenient if I have to click on the repair ID to see the relevant details. What I want is to see the details at a glance. To do so, I have to change the view that is incorporated here. So we go back into my editor, and I go in the subgrid, and here I have default view is this one, active vehicle repair data, inactive vehicle repair data. So these are the 2 views that have been generated by Power Apps once the table was created. And it has the standard ID created on, and then my custom columns. So what I need to do, I have to go to tables and create a new view, a special view for this purpose. And I go my tables, vehicle repair data. I click on views, and here I see the view that I have incorporated, inactive vehicle repair data. And I could start a new view. And here I get the option get AI generated column suggestions. Let's do that. So give a description. Maybe it is used as an indicator of what columns I want to have. We will see. And here I see, okay, I have the repair date, repair costs, repair status, vehicle type, repair description. I don't have the created and owner data anymore. And this looks promising, so I keep this. Otherwise, I could have said, okay, remove suggestions, but I keep these suggestions. Let's see if there are other columns that I would like to have. I would like to have the mileage. So I drag and drop this into. And I also want to see the next scheduled maintenance. Maybe the owner missed a maintenance appointment or maintenance date. And I think this is for now. So I say save and publish. And if I go back into my app editor, now I should be able to select a different view. Okay, I don't have this here. So I say save only, leave the form, go back into it, that it reloads the filter settings. So I select my subgrid, and if I look here, I have my new view which I just created available. So I select this and say save and publish, and go to my application, reload the page, and now I see all the important information. The repair date, the mileage at that repair date, next scheduled maintenance, repair cost, repair status, vehicle type, replaced, repair description. The vehicle type I think I don't need here because I have this here. So I go back into my view. To remove the vehicle type, I click on the column and say remove. Say save and publish again. Go to my app, reload the page. Now I see this information here. So I think this is very good and we can leave it at this. If I want to see more details, I can go to edit, and then it moves to the detailed page like before. The next optimization is when I look at the subgrid here, I see I have vehicle repair details and I have overview. This is kind of redundant and it's also taking a lot of space. So I go back into my form editor, and what I want to do is I would go to layers, go to vehicle repair details, my overview, and here I see overview. And here I can debate or can experiment what looks better. Okay, so I hide the label overview, but I did not gain any space. I'm moving forward and say, okay, I want to hide this label. And then I really gain space. But I like the header, vehicle description details. So I copy this, go into my subgrid, replace it with overview and this label again. So now I have consumed less space, but have a nice vehicle description hairline. I say save and publish, reload, and see here. Another aspect is over time in this subgrid, I see here maximum number of rows is 4. So over time the car probably has more than 4 repair appointments. So I say 10. Or if alternatively I could say use available space. So I say save and publish. I don't see a change here yet because I only have 1 repair appointment as test data. The next optimization, if I look on this subgrid, I see I have a lot of white spaces here. And this comes from the width of the columns, which has been set by default. So I would like to change that as well. Imagine I have a smaller screen, then it would be nice if everything is more condensed and I don't have to scroll. So I go into my view, and if I click on one of the columns, I can edit the properties. And here we see I have 205 pixels. So let's try out 100, apply, and see how it looks like. So now we have a way smaller column. I do the same thing with the repair date. Everything is more condensed. Repair cost, I do the same. Repair status is probably the same. I change this to 100. I think this is enough for pending and progress completed. And repair description, this can be longer. So I add this to 400. Greater than allowed, 300 is the maximum. Okay, so I change that. And here we go. So I say save and publish again. Reload the page and have a much more condensed screen. Here I can go to record if I need, but all the information I need I see here. So that's it for this form. In this video we improved the usability of the model-driven app, but remember our objective. We want to improve car sales. But how do you know whether you improved your car sales if you don't measure it? And this is what we will do in the next video. So please subscribe to the channel and you will be informed once the new video is available in which we implement reporting with Power BI.